Okay, well, good morning. It's actually a late morning now. It's almost close to 11:30 on Monday. So we are now in US history. We are week 3 into our, I guess you could say, our lockdown in school. So here's our agenda for the week. So first of all, once again, great job last week on the work you guys did getting your on decks turned in. I think everybody turned it in but two people. So that's outstanding that we had that many people still do the work and turn it in. So great job with that. Hey, great job also kind of doing some rework a little bit when we talked about US foreign policy, ditching the days of George Washington, don't get involved in foreign affairs, and whether it be the Louisiana Purchase, remember the Alamo, the American expansionism. So great job doing that and getting that living document turned in again. Again, so many of you turned it in, so I appreciate you guys kind of chunking along and getting that stuff done. So I guess you could say this is our last week for a while because next week we'll be on spring break, and so I got everything on our class Google Class for the assignment. So hopefully you can kind of pick and choose on your own pace guide on when you want to do it and how you want to get it done. So for our next topic, we're going to kind of transition back into the end of World War II. And it's really about now, what does the United States and our allies do now that the war is over? And, it's one thing to mobilize for the war. It's one thing to kind of get, that game plan, as we talked a lot about, what was our strategy to try to win in Europe first, hold the ground in the Asian theater, and then go defeat Japan. But now the next transition is, what do you do when it's over? And I think the first thing that we kind of come to the realization is that we need to do things differently than what we did at the end of World War One. The Treaty of Versailles and just some of the mistakes that were made following World War One, were obviously major causes of World War Two. And so what we start to realize early on is that the United States and the Soviet Union and started to become, I guess you could say, adversaries. We went from allies to adversaries, and so how that kind of leads into the next, I guess you could say, chapter of tension in U.S. history with the Soviet Union, an era kind of known as the Cold War. So most of the work will be from TCI Chapter 38. I have in our Google Classroom, I guess to say the sections that we're going to focus on. So it's not the entire chapter. Again, we just kind of like pick and choose what we think is probably most important, and that's kind of what we went after. And so we talk about the Yalta Conference, the Potsdam Conference, and these are meetings between the Allied leaders before the end of the war. And so it's kind of like that scenario where the war is not over yet, but it's pretty much inevitable that Italy has already surrendered. Germany's next, and so what do we do once Germany surrenders, and what's going to be the occupation of Germany? What's going to be our plan to maybe rebuild Europe? And so we take a look at some of those conversations that took place between those world leaders. And so we talk also a little bit about Winston Churchill and the Iron Curtain, of how Europe basically kind of becomes divided between blue and red, democracy and communism. So in your Google Classroom, what you need or what you're encouraged to read and answer is there. And so obviously you'll make a brand new living document. If you want to do like Google Slides instead, whatever you want to try to do to kind of get through this next part, that'd be great. So I'll kind of leave that up to you. There's some videos that have kind of go along with some of the readings. And so everything is right there in our Google Classroom. So there hasn't been any issues with you guys so far doing this. I mean, we've done it pretty much all year. So there's really nothing new to it. So hopefully you can get this done too and get it turned in. And I'll be more than happy to kind of give you some feedback on the work that you're doing. So again, I appreciate that. So week 3 here of Corona, week 3 of being locked down. I think we'll know more this week. The status of what's going to happen with school, and so we'll kind of see. It seems like we just kind of take it a day at a time, and things kind of change day to day. So we'll find out this week kind of what's in store for I guess you could say the month of April. So in the meantime, hopefully you guys are keeping up in your work in all your classes and staying active. I guess that's my little pet peeve for the day today. Yeah, I'm a little late getting this stuff posted because I got up this morning and I decided to get my run in early this morning. And so a little cold outside. Went out there and I ran almost 11 miles today. Crazy stuff, man. I got lost. I made a wrong turn, I think, on U Avenue. But anyway, so I went out and got my run in this morning. And so, but it feels good to still get outside and exercise. And so I guess my pet peeve for the day is continue to encourage you when you can to get outside and be active. And, obviously we're kind of limited in, where we can go and, but still try to get outside the best you can and stay active. So that's about it. Again, if you guys have any questions down the road, feel free to email me, and and I'll be, I check my email throughout the day, pretty much up until like 5 o'clock. And then at that point, I kind of shut it down and do some other things. So I don't think there'll be any issues with our next topic. So everything's on our Google Classroom. Looking forward to hopefully seeing everybody soon again. I really do. Everybody in my first hour class. I mean, everybody. I miss everybody. Even that one kid. He knows who he is. But anyway, I'm just kidding. Anyway, so that's it. Signing off here on Monday, last Monday of March. And that's it.